up? Thank you for joining me on another video. Today I wanted to talk about why relationships may not be working out. I came across this thought basically reminiscing in all of my past relationships and started going over all the concepts of why they didn't work out, not only on my side but on their side as well. And yeah, I'm just going to touch base on possibly why something might not be working out for you as well. Take these tips into consideration. That is something that could be going on with you as well. So tip number one would be expectation. And when I say that is sometimes when we go into relationships, we are expecting that person to be a certain way. And it could be vice versa as well. But for the most part, when we do go into something, I think we already have a good picture of what we want because we've already been through so many shitty relationships. You know what I mean? So we kind of try to sculpt that person into what we want. So not only can we not change a person for who they actually are and to be a certain way, you have to just realize that it's not going to work out that way. We cannot change someone to their own comfortable habits of what they're used to doing and being in a relationship. So we create this concept in our mind of what they shouldn't be doing, or if they should be doing something, we almost want them to read our mind and just know what we want. And obviously, unless you are a higher dimensional being, we are not telepathic. We have not formed that ability because of the way we grew up in the 3D reality. So no one can read our mind, and we just have to come to a realization that we can't change or sculpt someone into being someone that you want or having them do something that you want. So also doing that, it will lead a person to becoming more distant because they are going to constantly feel like they aren't doing enough for you because you have this high expectation of what they should be. And if someone doesn't feel comfortable with the choices that they have made in that relationship towards you, then they aren't going to want to be in that relationship. I mean, if someone was telling me constantly what I'm not doing right, I'd be like, see ya. So instead of things happening more naturally, we'll say, they are going to feel more force in that type of relationship. So just pay attention to what your expectations are in a relationship. And if they aren't just meeting your needs on their own, then maybe that relationship isn't for you, but also pay attention to where your expectations are and if maybe you should lower them a little bit so that you kind of give people a chance to be who they actually are. Okay. Tip or step, I don't even know which one I'm doing, but number two would be just accept. Accept that everything happens the way that it is supposed to happen. All of these people were divinely guided into my relationship at that time to teach me a lesson. At the time, you don't know why that lesson is going on, but later in life, you end up realizing, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that person. I wouldn't be doing these things if it wasn't for that person. So in a sense of some things that I went through in some of my past relationships, it is leading me more towards Reiki healing. Something that I probably would have never been interested in or even gave it a second thought. I know certain things can connect to that type of work, and it is leading me more towards that. So it's just, small things like that. We don't really take into consideration the things that we've gone through molded us and shaped us into the person that we are today. So just take that as a learning experience. There is always something to gain out of it. And we will never fully understand why that is going on to begin with, but we have to understand that. And I think at this point in life, I don't know how old you are or where you're at in life, but we have to know that most of our past experiences and traumatic things have led us onto a path that we may have never chosen on our own. But then we also have to realize that when we come into this life, we do choose the life that we are in because we wanted these certain issues and traumatic events. And I know that sounds crazy, but you're such a divine, just loving soul, and we come onto this earth to just get every experience that we can out of it. Basically use all our five senses. Not everyone in the universe has all these abilities that we have, and when we come here, we choose to go through these things to just know we are strong enough. We don't go through anything that we aren't strong enough to do because we plan that out for ourselves. So tip number 3 would be just be yourself. I think when we go into relationships, and I am mainly speaking for myself because I know a lot of people are like, that's not me, but just be open-minded to all the things that you have gone through, and that other person isn't always to blame. It does go both ways. There are two people in that relationship. There are two things that can happen, and it's not always mainly that other person. And one thing that we can look at is that not always do we try to be ourselves. We live in a world where it is based off of perfection, and in the male's eye, it's ideal for them to enjoy that type of person. Like the ideal woman. I don't know how to really describe that, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And this goes for males too. There's that ideal male for women as well, and then vice versa, or if it's just going based off of gays, or this works off gays, straights, and everyone has this perfect look that we are supposed to have. It's just what the media is telling us. But we come into a mindset where we just think that we aren't good enough. So when we don't think that we are good enough, we are constantly going to be trying to be someone else that we think that other person wants us to be. And realistically, that other person just wants us to be us. And us is always going to be enough. When we are us, we start shining more, we're happier more, and it's such a good feeling when that other person feels that you are being your true self. So we need to stop judging ourselves, of course, and we need to, if we are trying to be in a relationship or trying to get into a relationship, we need to stop trying to think about what that person wants. Just ultimately think about what you want and how you want to get there, and what type of person you want to be with. And when you put that out to the world, it is going to come back to you. The world is a mirror. What you put out is your reflection back. So if you are putting out exactly what you want in a relationship, and even within yourself, you are going to gain that back. You are going to get that significant other that is going to just be so true to you and just totally accepting of you and your flaws and everything that comes along with it. Just try to be your most authentic self. You are perfect. You are perfect in your own perfect way. I don't even want to say imperfections. So how I say like your perfect imperfections. Like we are just perfect the way that we are. Just be true to you, and just know that if you are sending out that information, it is going to come back to you. So just send out love, send out kindness, patient, understanding, because we all know that we've gone through some shitty relationships, that we are going to need someone to come in our life that is just going to be very understanding and patient with our process to get better. So that was just a really quick video, I think. Yeah, it was pretty quick. And I know I say that sometimes and it ends up being like 20 minutes long or whatever, but today was pretty quick for the most part. And yeah, these were just my 3 quick steps to maybe possibly why relationships just aren't working out for the best. You can try to do some of these for yourself. Just really pay attention to what is going on. A lot of things that we don't typically do when we're getting into relationships, we don't listen to that person. We don't actually pay attention to what they're telling us. Sometimes people just tell us who they are right off the bat, and we just are so googly-eyed over this person and we kind of neglect it, and then once we're in, we kind of feel like we can't get out. So just pay attention to what is going on and really get in tune with yourself and that person. I hope that these help you. If they do, leave in the comments below if you've been through something like this, if something like this would help you, if you have any suggestions on videos that I could do to help with certain situations. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your day today. Over here it is super blue skies and sunny. It is a little bit chillier out today. I don't know why, but I hope today is filled with happiness. And until my next video, I hope you stay true. Namaste. Bye.